Once again, welcome to your class of poetry, The Magical Earth by Gulzar. As I said earlier, it is not being divided into stanzas. It is written by Gulzar in Hindi and being translated by another person, and it is actually in a one way only they have translated that one. So no division of the stanzas, only you have to understand the meanings of the lines and read out the lines and then understand those. So if you remember, we have discussed in the previous classes related to the magical earth, how earth is important for us, what are the things and what are the actually needs of the earth, and how we are providing, what we are providing to earth and what we are getting to earth. In the first class itself related to magical earth, I have discussed that we celebrate 22nd April as the Earth Day, International Earth Day, and Gulzar, our poet, has suggested everyone to plant a sapling on the birthday itself, to at least in a way to give something to in return to the earth. Now previously in that we have read out in the stanzas that whatever the seed we are giving to earth, the earth is returning us the same, but whatever bad things we are giving to earth, earth is not returning us. Like as I said, garbage and all, we are sowing the seeds of guava, so definitely we are getting the guavas. And if we are sowing the seed of the pink flower, obviously we are getting the pink flower. So what does actually Gulzar said, that maybe the earth has all the colors stored inside. So he tried to find out by digging the earth, but he didn't get any color inside that. But the earth is magical. How does it know to do all these magic? Now let us continue the further explanation of the other part of the poem. When if you remember, the last line was, it shows different tricks. Okay, variety of the tricks are there of the earth. These are the tricks which we have to discuss. When it balances these long coconut trees on its fingers. You have seen maybe long coconut trees, they don't have any branches, they are such an elongated ones, and at the toppermost level we can find the coconuts. From those coconuts, normally in summer season we drink the water of the coconut, so those coconuts would be hanging upside on the trees. So here he is saying that these such a long trees, when it balances these long trees on its fingers, it does not even let them fall. How? It does not let them even fall, though they were such an only elongated ones, they don't have any branches here and there, nothing else was there, but still the roots were not too strong. But whatever the roots are there, the earth hold it very tightly and don't let the coconut trees fall. The wind does its best to make them fall. The wind tried its level best to make the coconut trees fall, but the earth does not let them fumble to move in an unsteady way. Here clumsily handling anything, just not properly, either just swaying from one to here, like because of the wind it can sway a little bit, not falling down. So here the poet is saying that the wind tried its best to uproot the tree, but earth tries to hold it back and don't let it fumble out, don't let it to fall down. Next is a sharbat or milk or water, anything may fall on the earth. Sharbat because it is you can go for juice. Hindi poem, it is being written in that words. A sharbat or milk or water, anything may fall, it absorbs them all. That's true. If you are falling any water onto the dust, or you can say on the earth, on the soil, you have a feeling that within few moments it can absorb it out. That's what saying, that it does not distinguish that it is a sharbat or it is a juice, it is a milk or it is a water or anything else. It is not at all distinguishing, no differences. Here he is pointing it out in the various directions of the world going. People differentiate the other people on the terms of colors, color of the skin, then religion, language, customs and traditions, food habits. We differentiate people into different categories. We keep the people into different categories. We have decided all these, but just take the comparison of the earth. What earth does? It takes sharbat, water, milk, or anything falling on that, it absorbs it all. It never leaves like, okay, I can absorb only water, I will not take sharbat, I will not take milk. No, it will absorb everything. It absorbs them all. It shows that how generous or how you can say good hearted earth is. How much water does it drink? Now what is happening? Whatever the water you are putting, how much water does it drink? Just imagine it out. Everyone who want to construct a home, they just want to get a borewell at their homes. From where the water is coming? Borewell means they have to dig a long into the earth, into the depth, then they can get the water. At some places it is too much difficult to get the water and they have to dig deep into the earth. From there, where that water is coming up? The water which is falling from the rain, absorbing by the earth, going inside into the earth, and again you are taking it out in the form of the borewell. So the water which is falling, again you are taking it out. So now Gulzar is saying that how much water does it absorb, how much water does it drink? That means how much people are digging and taking it out. So whatever is falling on the earth, has become very much thirsty and ready to drink everything because of the people exploiting the earth. It gulps down whatever you give. Gulps mean to swallow. Gulps mean to swallow. Swallow down. It actually taken down from the, like suppose you have taken one morsel and you are eating and you are simply swallowing down. So it goes down from your food pipe to the stomach. In the same way it is gulp the swallow. Same, both the same meanings. It gulps down whatever you give because it is so thirsty. Be it from a jug or a bucket. Either you are giving from a small jug, small mug, or you are giving from a big bucket. It is ready to accept how much water you are giving it to the earth. In other words, when you are taking so much water, so it's your duty to return the water. So how can you return? There is actually harvesting of the water also, reinforcement of that. There are so many ways, like digging the manholes in between, storing the rainwater harvesting. I hope you have done some of the in your science and all, in any of the class in school. During that you must have done this. I have seen one of the very good presentation of that model where rainwater harvesting being done. That in the lawn itself, or you can say in the garden itself, the person has dug a well, and the water is actually, it is not that much like deep well, it is actually a shallow well only. The water whichever it is falling during the rain, it get collected into the well, and he used the same water through the pipelines to give the watering the plants, or to just provide the water to the plants. The same water which is falling from the that is from the rain, he used it through the pipes, and again it is used for the watering the plants. He never used the extra water which is coming for drinking and for our utilization. He never used that water for watering the plants. He used the same water, and again the water goes down into the soil. Again it comes and again it goes down into the soil. So that means that the soil can continue to be fertile, and it can give the water supply, can be done properly to the plants as well. So it can make both the things happy. The water can be stored, and less consumption of water, and more fertility can be given to the soil. So he is saying that be it from a jug or a bucket. So it is now, in other words, it is your duty to provide water to the earth. Try to give water to the earth. If you plant a sapling, if you plant a tree, don't you want to give the water? Yeah. If you plant, then you give a water, then this is in other words, you are returning the water to the earth, which earth is giving you in the form of the borewells. Amazingly, its stomach never fills. It's surprising that its stomach, it means here Earth's stomach never fills. Why it never fills? Because we are emptying, we are taking it out. I have heard that it can hide a river inside. I have heard that it can hide a river inside. That means in the earth itself we can get such a huge water body, it can be called as a river. As just now what I said, the wherever from where you are getting the bore water, you can see the lakes, ponds, all are inside the earth only. When you are digging, you are getting the water back to the surface. So I have heard that it can hide a river inside. So is it the earth knows how to do the magic? Again the same thing, the earth, according to Gulzar, the earth knows how to do the magic. Are these sugar go downs under the earth or rocks of lime? In the earth do we have the go downs? Go downs means storehouses. Go downs where we keep the things for storing the things, we store the things, those places are known as the go downs. Are these sugar go downs under the earth or rocks of lime? Do they have the sweet and the sour taste, like the lime taste? Sugar and lime are there inside the earth. How they are providing? How does this earth put sweetness into fruits? How the earth can put the sweetness into the fruits? Whether the earth would have the sugar go downs or the lime are there inside, so it is putting the different taste into the fruits. Where from does it get all this? Who is providing all this to earth? From where the earth is getting all these? Maybe the earth is magical. Now he is giving different varieties of the fruits. Pomegranates you know very well. Sometimes it has a little bit tart taste, like a tingling taste. Sometimes it is very sweet. So whether the sugar go downs and the lime, how they are managing and producing these types of the fruits. Plums are pink in color, which you can get it outside very easily. Dried fruit is also there, about that one. And the mangoes, everybody knows you love the fruits, and this is the king of all the fruit, so you know it. How, what is the do you everybody has tasted mango, so do you know that when sometimes some mango looks very good, ripen up and all, but the taste is different, very tarty taste, very spice type taste, tingling taste would be there. Sometimes it is very sweet. So it depends. So he is saying that whether the earth knows the magic, how to put the balancing of these taste and the sweetness into that. In all of them sweetness, but of different kinds. All of them would have the sweetness, pomegranates to plums to mangoes, but nobody can say that all of them have the same taste. Of course not. If somebody would tie a blindfold on your eyes and give with the spoon, they feed you with any of the fruit, by the taste itself you can understand that what is the, you can simply identify this is so and so fruit. So because the sweetness is different, because the spice is different, because the tingling sensation is different, because of the smell is different, because obviously they are from the different species, different plants, different trees. So he is saying that in all of them sweetness is there, but of the different kinds. Here just imagine it out, the human beings. One is from one religion, the other is from other religion, and the other is from other religion. They all have different languages, they all have different customs and traditions, food habits, dress habits, everything is different, but they have some sweetness in them, different kinds. So we cannot judge a person by just seeing that, by just telling that okay this person is so and so. No, we cannot judge a person unless and until we meet the person. We are also human beings, so treat every human in a same way. Here he is talking only about the fruits and about the earth and all, but on the earth we are also here. We are the human beings which have been divided into varieties. Though we are being created by God, but we have divided these, you can say, barricades we have put around us, and we decided that we are belonging to so and so, so the other person is wrong, we are right. Everybody has a feeling that I am right, but do you believe that all these, as I said, no two fruits can taste alike, they are different, but all of them are important or not? Yes, you want to eat all of them or not? Of course. So the same thing, being different also, unity in diversity, being different also, there is a need to live together, to live in a harmonical way, otherwise earth get difficulty to manage it out. We have to balance the life of earth. We have to balance the life, we have to balance all these things, and we have to learn these from the mother earth, or you can say the magical earth of Gulzar. I hope you have understood till here. Do one thing, after seeing this video, try to read the whole poem twice. That is enough, you can understand, because it's such a simple and very heart touching poem. Go ahead and write down in your own words what do you think about the poem and how that poem you have understood. I have make you understood every line. You just try to write down the interpretation of yourself in your own words. As I said, the senior intermediate should always try to write down in their own words whatever their thoughts are about the summary of the poem, summary of the prose. Go ahead with that. Your writing skills will get developed, and obviously your reading skills, your imaginative skills, and one day you will definitely going to speak much better, and you can represent your own thoughts, and there is no need for mugging up the answers in any other subject as well. So take care of yourself. Now with this we are ending by the time. Take care, have a good day. Thank you.